family, good rising. Black Feniks checking in. Wanted to talk to you about building business relationships to trust actions and not only words or not words. You know, business is different than friendship. And I want to say that because I think a lot of people get it. I think a lot of people misunderstand the concept of business. When you're building business, you have to look at the track record. You have to look at the consistency, their movement, the relationships, the trades, what they're doing. Because a lot of times you can get caught up with just the words of someone saying what they're doing or saying what they can provide for you or saying how they can increase what you got going on. And you'll get blinded by their words without doing any homework. You know what I mean? So this morning, I'm just coming to you early. It was something that was on my mind. And I was just thinking about building relationships. And I think it's important for us to really focus on that when you're building a relationship. You know, when you're building relationships, you have to be transparent with who you are. And it's good, to put your cards on the table. That way it's no question. Like you don't have to question a person's integrity or what they stand on. You know what I mean? You should be able to see it. It should be evident versus someone just telling you and they show you a little bit, but they talk more than they tell you. And then you figure out later, like, man, it was all talk. Because see, some people don't realize the full concept of invested in yourself, being independent, starting your independence, so that way you can be able to turn that earned income into passive income and into multiple sources of income and into different branches of business. But in order for you to do that, you have to start somewhere and you have to start by investing in yourself. If you have the opportunity to put more than put your eggs in more than one basket, I think it's wise. Even the scriptures talk about putting your bread on many waters and getting a return. So I think that's wise, very wise. But you also have to also invest in yourself too. So while you're investing in products or the stock market or get rich quick scheme, so to speak, I have people that hit me up before trying to get me up on they get rich quick. Oh man, I got this deal. We can do this. And one thing I know about wealth and about longevity, certain things pan out over time, man. And you can't force something that is going to take time. And one thing I know, when you get that fast money, you tend to lose that fast money fast, especially when you don't know how to manage it, when you're not a manager, when you haven't been advised on financial literacy, when you don't understand that you don't need to invest in your image with your capital. And, you need to be worried about your business versus your image. But, coming from where we come from, if you are a Black Native American or an African American, and that's what you like to call yourself, a lot of us we wasn't raised with a lot. So, when we tend to get a little something or we upgrade a little bit, we want to do better. We want to be able to show that, we maintain it. We want to drive a nice car or a nice truck and wear decent clothes, but we have to realize the truth behind it. There's nothing wrong with being a fool, but it is something wrong with staying one. And I want to say that because we all play a fool. I know you heard that old song, Fools Fall in Love. We all play a fool. But I think, you have to use your losses and turn them into lessons to really get yourself where you want to be at. And you're going to have to probably give away some of your image. You might have to lose some things that you value. You might have to let go of some things. But the truth behind it is, when you're building your relationships, you're going to have to show that you are willing to sacrifice. I have listened to people that want you to invest in their dream, want you to promote what they do, want you to be behind them, but they won't promote what you do. you know. So I think it's a give, if you want something, you're gonna have to give something. You know what I mean? That's why they say when you give, you receive, because it is true. But you got to give from that sincere heart, and you got to know how to give. You got to understand what it means. You got to understand, what it means to have a 50-50 relationship, to have a 60-40 relationship, to have a, 75-25, whatever you got going on in business. You got to just realize business and don't get caught up in your feelings. A lot of people get caught up with getting emotional about things you shouldn't get emotional with. But I get it though, because I've been there too. And in business, it's raw, man, because a lot of raw things can happen in business that you'll be like, man, I can't believe this person would do this. But it's business that you sign it, that you not, read the full deal. And even though it's morally wrong, but it's business correct. And that's the crazy part about it, because business in America outweighs morals. Think about it. Let's just sit down and kick our feet up and really drink some coffee and smoke one and think about this. Business in America outweighs morals. A person will put their business in front of their morals. They'll put their business in front of, it's just what it is. And so you can't get emotional. You can't get caught up in that, because business don't have no feelings. So if you jump into it with feelings, you need to have feelings about what you do, passionate about what you do. Don't get me wrong. But if you jump into business without taking care of business and just jumping into it with emotions, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get devastated. Like, I'm letting you know, that's why people have killed themselves and blew their brains out and lost money and didn't know what to do. I'm like, literally, and took their spouses out. You know what I mean? Like, it is wicked, man. You know what I mean? So I think that it's very important that we understand that we understand that business has no emotions. It's not personal. It's business. It's business. And you want to look at the actions. Look at the person's actions. If you're going to invest in someone, if you're going to jump into some new stock, do your homework. Check out how they've been doing. Check out where they going, what they building, what it's about. Don't just jump in it, and then be like, oh man, this didn't go right because you listen to the words. One thing I learned about words, man, they can be very moving. They can move you. They can make you feel real good, and they can inspire you to do some great things. But if it's not the truth, if the real truth isn't behind the words, it's like throwing it on some rocks, like throwing some good seeds on some rocks. It ain't gonna get any roots. You see what I'm saying? It's just gonna sit up there on the top until the wind or something blow it off and get it on some soil. And that's the same thing we have to think about business, man. And that's one thing that I have to just realize and embrace myself, just to know that certain things, man, is business. Salute, 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 sir. Thank you for checking in with me this morning. Thanks for checking in. Like I say, just want to come to and talk about business and a few ideas. I'm actually was going to get into also me building a generator skid for welding, and this is what this one is. I've been doing modifications to it, getting it ready for a generator. So for those who have generator welders and you have bottles and you have a setup, I'm actually fixing up a setup for that particular. So I want to be able to show you what people can do. From your welding skid, if those who invest in the welding skids, you can be able to turn them into what you want to turn them into. You can multiply them, you can build them, in your area. So the goal is just to use something and add what you know to it. Imagine your containers, imagine what you can do. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to shout out the website for those who are not aware of it or don't know about it. It's www.hogonwelding.com. That's www.hogonwelding.com. We have different things on there. You can go check it out and show your support, leave some comments. But I wanted to talk to y'all about business, man, because it's important. It's very, very important that you understand it. So just think about that this morning. Think about it, when you're making your decision to jump out independently. you know, don't just look at words, look at the actions of the business or the people that you're about to invest in, because that's really going to get you where you want to go. You know what I mean? Actions going to always speak louder than words, family. Always. So just keep that in mind. Y'all be safe out there, man. I just wanted to say that this rising as everybody get on their grind. Salute Black History Month to everyone. Hopefully you learn something new about a different black soul who has passed or who is still living. I think it's good to pass that information around, because especially with the youth, they don't know a lot, and we need to give them more information about our youth. So I mean, about our black history. So I just wanted to say that. And one person that I want to speak on before I get up out of here about black history, that really, really touched me, is Booker T. Washington. I read this book when I was in prison. It was called Up From Slavery. And for those who are not familiar with Booker T. Washington, or the book, it's called Up From Slavery. You should check it out. It's not a real massive read, but it's a great read. This guy literally educated himself, taught others, started educating others, got a college. Like the story is amazing, and I think that sometimes we forget the struggle. We just see it, the end result of certain people. We see the end result of certain businesses, but you don't never really just see the full story, the full spectrum. So sometimes I think that's important. And honestly, that's what I've been doing with HogOn Welding, blogging. That's why I blog organically once a day, sometimes twice, three times. It just depends on what's going on with me. You know what I mean? But I like to put up different information, because I feel like you don't ever know how you're going to reach someone. So why be selfish and try to critique everything? Just give it organically, and if it's meant to do what it's going to do, it's going to do what it's going to do. And if you can get it, fix it up and get it nice, do it. I'm not knocking that, but if you got something on your heart, don't share it because you trying to wait for the right camera, the right moment, get the right shirt, do it anyway. Just do it. And I think that's another thing with business, man. You got to show actions. So you're gonna have to just do some things in business. You're gonna have to just put your actions. Um, you're gonna have to make your actions speak louder than your words. It's just what it is. You're gonna have to do that with your business. If you said you're gonna build it, stand on it, produce it. You do it. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, everything will work out. And can't no one say that, oh man, you didn't. Nah, you put all that together. So just keep that in mind. Stay focused. I got some new things coming soon, man. I've been working on some ideas. So we're gonna keep it going, man. We're gonna keep getting our hog on. Wish everybody a blessed and successful week and day. And so keep grinding, man. Y'all be safe out there. And just remember, man, when you're dealing with business relationships, listen and watch the actions and not just the words only, and let your actions speak louder than your words. Hold on.